What's going on, everyone? It's Chris from Yugioh bringing guys another discussion topic today. Today's discussion topic I'm going to be talking about 5 negatives from link summoning. Now, yesterday I dropped a video and it was talking about the 5 positives from link summoning. If you guys have not checked out that video, you guys can click the iCard right here to check that video out. And in that video, my sole purpose was to talk about some possible positives from link summoning, but I also know link summoning bring a lot of negatives, and in this video, I'm going to talk about those negatives right now. So, without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, so I'm just going to go straight into the video, bring up the negatives, give my thoughts and opinions on them. So, number 5. Link summoning kills a lot of decks, and this is one of the main negatives a lot of people hate about the link summoning mechanic, and that's just due to the fact that in the link summoning format, it changes the way Yu-Gi-Oh is completely played. You have to spam out. You can't spam the field anymore. You can't just spit out a bunch of monsters. You have to just bring out one extra monster at a time and pass. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh, that's kind of something that's unheard of because of decks like True Dracos, Dinosaurs, and let's say Mermails, who just dominate non-extra deck, well, who just dominate extra deck based decks by themselves now, and going link format, they're gonna get a lot better. Decks like Heroes and any deck that revolve around extra deck in general takes a huge hit from link summoning format, and I understand everyone's frustration because there are a lot of decks they want to play that they cannot play. Me personally, it doesn't bother me because I play Spirals, but the fact that the synchro spam decks are going to be irrelevant. A hero deck, which is revolving around making Dark Law, setting up, let's say, another monster pass, is going to be a lot of relevant. That's mainly just due to the fact that everyone knows Heroes is just Dark Law or bust. Would protect the Dark Law. Now it's like you can only bring out Dark Law. You can't bring out a supporting monster and pass. So yeah, that's neither here nor there. So number 5. Link summoning kills a lot of decks, and it's very understandable why people are frustrated from that. And like I said, you just gotta go with the flow when it comes out in a new game. Number 4, link summoning is pretty much a plot from Konami just to get money. That the narrow, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players say. And honestly, this is true. Just like with every other new mechanic, Konami has to sell product. In order to sell product, they have to produce a new product to sell. We had 3 years of XYZ, we had 3 years of Synchro, we had 3 years of Pendulum, and guess what now? We're going to have 3 years of link summoning. It's bound to happen, and then post link summoning we're going to get something else. But it is kind of a negative because, honestly speaking, from playing Yu-Gi-Oh for about 15 years now, I'm just sick of the way Konami is running things when it comes down to just trying to get the profit from the player versus trying to make a game more balanced. I don't think we've had a balanced format in Yu-Gi-Oh since the Fire Fist +1 format from 2014, and that's kind of insane just due to the fact that you see how that format was like when you could still play the set one pass game versus formats right now where you can play a Zodiac card and spit out an entire extra deck off of one card and still maintain your whole hand full of resources. That's completely changing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole. It made me not even want to play the game anymore. That's just due to the fact of it feels like a completely new game. So yeah, number 4, link summoning is negative because it's pretty much just a money plot from Konami. Number 3, link summoning pretty much it completely changes the game, how the game is played. Now I mentioned this when I talk about it killing older decks and it being basically a money plot from Konami. But yeah, man, it don't feel like Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, and that's something, once again, I honestly agree with a lot of players on how they hate link summoning because, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh is originally a game that's just, it started off set one pass and then progressively evolved to spamming out extra deck monsters with no ease. Now it's like you have to invest into a new mechanic in order to play your favorite decks because you don't want to invest into newer archetypes. And honestly, that's something that's been going on in Yu-Gi-Oh for a while now, and players have constantly hated. But now it's like, it's kind of like if you want to play, Konami is saying, if you want to play these synchro heavy decks, these spam heavy decks, you have to buy our new product or don't play competitive at all. Just play at your locals and just get scrubbed out. And honestly, I'm kind of on the fence with this part, but this is one of the biggest complaints a lot of players is having. And I agree. I understand, like, people want to play their Six Samurai. They want to play their Black Wings. And granted, they might not win, but at least they got to try. And that's the biggest issue. Now it's like they have to try and they have to sacrifice 2 Blackwing monsters to make a Link monster to open up zones to try to do out their combos. That completely throws off how their deck is shifted, and ultimately forcing them to play something different and or better, of course, for better or for worse. So yeah, it just feels like Yu-Gi-Oh is just a different game. It doesn't feel like Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, and it's just crazy to show how Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved from a set one pass back and forth game to spam, 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 spam. If you don't invest into a new set, you can't keep up type of game. But then again, that's an inherent problem in all card games, and I completely understand why it's a negative. So if you're gonna play card games, just get used to it. Number 2 negative: players are quitting because of link summoning. Now, with every format we have, we're gonna have a lot of players quit the game. It's just bound to happen. We have players quit and come back progressively throughout the years. But honestly speaking, I watched the MCO40's video, an amazing video. He talked about our card games dying, and he talked about how numbers are low at major events in comparison to past years. And when it comes down to Yu-Gi-Oh specifically, I personally feel like it's 2 things. Right now, the Zodiac format is just cancer. It's like, I could survive the Monarch format, even though the format was kind of cancerous. I can put up with the Necros format, even though that format was kind of dumb, but at least you could fight Necros. This new shit we have right now, 1 card combo decks, is just retarded. And then when you have the deck that's not a 1 card combo deck, which is True Draco, they recruit free resources from their deck, and when their resources leave, it takes resources from your opponent. So it's just like, these decks are just overpowered, and it's like Konami R&D from Japan, or whoever invented these cards, we're not thanking, because look at what we got in the TCG. I feel personally completely screwed over, and I know the Subterra players feel this way, for investing into a new archetype, hoping it'll be able to compete, just to, when national season rolled around, the archetype turned out to be a complete dud because of how powerful the archetypes the OCG invented, which was being True Dracos, the Dinosaurs, and the Zodiac. So it's just like, not only I feel like I wasted my money, now I feel like, okay, if I don't play these, I'm going to lose. Of course, it's going to demotivate a lot of people to go to major events. And if you fast forward that to the link summoning format, people are like, okay, we're going to 1 cancer format where if you don't play these decks, you're pretty much going to lose or not do well in an event. Completely into a format that's completely changing the game how Yu-Gi-Oh is played. Now, people can argue, Pendulum Summon did the same thing, but Pendulum Summon did not change the way you play Yu-Gi-Oh. Pendulum Summon was an add-on. It was okay, you add these zones, you play Pendulums. If you don't play Pendulums, you just do whatever you want to play. Now it's like, if I don't have Link monsters in my spam deck that I've been playing for years, I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh because it's just, I have to invest in Links. And everyone will have money like that, but that's neither here or there. If you're going to play card games, you should have a budget regardless. So, number 2, players are quitting. I think a lot more players might quit this time around than they have in Pendulums. That's just due to the fact that not only do we have a cancerous, we're going out of a cancerous format into something a lot of players are just against. And last but not least, the number 1 negative from link summoning. Honestly, it's just adding more complicated rules to Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly, that's one of the things where I think it's gonna keep a lot of new players away from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, granted, we got an influx of players from Duel Links. I know I've seen a couple of casual people show up to my locals recently. They said they didn't play from Duel Links, but you know, with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie hype and Duel Links being announced in the App Store, that's still advertisement for the card game. It builds curiosity, and it's gonna bring people into the stores. But when you have all the rules we had from 15 years ago to now, in addition to link summoning, which completely changes how the game was played. So a lot of veterans players coming back from back in the day playing now, it's going to be hard for them to adapt. It can push away old veteran players who may have an interest in coming back, who haven't been keeping up. And it can push away a lot of newer players because it's like, okay, I got to worry about this pendulum summoning thing, the link summoning thing. Way cards are worded are not how they are work, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has the most shittiest way to explaining cards and etc. So it's just like the game's becoming way more complicated than it's ever been because of link summoning and the way card rulings are. And Konami's getting better with simplifying card text, but still, it's like when you keep on adding more layers on top of layers on top of layers of confusion, people are just bound to quit, you know. So that makes me think that's a negative. And I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but hell, I've heard people tell me all the time they like Yu-Gi-Oh, but the game has too many different rules. And the game is just really complicated for what it is. So with all that being said, guys, those are my 5 negatives from link summoning. If you guys felt like something should have been on this list that I did not mention, I would like for you guys to post that in the comment section down below. And as I always tell you guys, if you're a new viewer to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'm trying to upload every day now, so if you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, hit that like button to show your support and to let me know that you guys want to see me upload every day, because I'm going to try to grind it out and do my best. Also, if you guys are into anime, TV, and movies and shit, I have a second channel dedicated to just that. It's called Innovation Reviews. Check it out. I should have a Dragon Ball Super review up right now. So yeah, man, this is Chris from Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Stay innovative. Deuces.